Welcome back to the Developer Show. My name is Chad and I'll be your host. And today we are joined by Tim Akinnusi, who is the CEO of MortgageMarket. Tim, thank you so much for taking some time out to join us.
Yeah, good to be with you, Chad.
I had a very interesting with Stefan and I thought we'd now sit down with you.
Awesome.
So could you tell our viewers what MortgageMarket is and what kind of role it plays in the development of Wedgewood and in the sales of Wedgewood as well?
Sure. So quite simply, MortgageMarket is a platform that allows customers to go directly to all of the banks in the country to get a home loan. They'll be able to compare home loans literally from the comfort of wherever they are with the greatest of transparency. They'll get all the choice. We will guide them through the whole process and negotiate the best deal for them. And that's what the platform is. It's a new technology. It's never been done in South Africa, but we're pretty much a marketplace that's independent, where you can get all your home loans in a matter of 20 minutes. Yeah. We also have a really great tool. That's our pre-approval tool, which allows you to get a pre-approval within 2 minutes to understand exactly what the banks are likely to give you. That allows you to then go out and shop with confidence. And in the case of Wedgewood, we expect people to do a pre-approval fairly quickly to then understand exactly what property, at what price range that they can buy in this development. Yeah.
Working within the industry for such a long time, I'm sure you've seen customers come in and say, look, I've spoken to my bank and this is what they've offered me. Why is it so important to apply to all the banks and not just one and run through a mortgage originator like yourselves?
Yeah, so I think the first thing to say is that you can never really say you've gotten the best deal when you only have one bank, right? You need to be able to compare apples to apples. That's when you know you're getting the best deal. So what we do is that we actually go to the same banks, right? And that then allows you to be able to make sure that you're getting the best deal. You will know for sure because you're seeing the entire suite of all the banks. So with our platform, we already work with all the banks, so we will go to the banks on your behalf, and you just need to sit back, make a choice, knowing that there's the greatest of transparency and that you're empowered to know that you're getting the best deal for the entire journey.
And for customers interested in purchasing within Wedgewood, if they decide to arrive here or if they can do it over the phone, how do they get in touch with your services?
So we have QR codes on our platform. They can go onto wedgewoodsandton.co.za, and of course come out here, because here is where you actually get the full experience of what Wedgewood is about. You will get to choose all the units. You'll get to be spoken through what to expect in the next 2 years until the development actually comes on stream. And you can reach us on our website, mortgagemarket.co.za, and we'll be able to share with you any information you have about the entire buying journey, and most importantly, why this development and not anywhere else.
Yeah. So me and Stefan spoke at, I'd say at length about why Wedgewood is such a good investment opportunity. Could you go from the financial perspective and expand on why it is a good investment opportunity and just touch on not only the capital gains, but on the initial costs that a customer has to lay down to start off with?
Yeah. So for first-time home buyers, buying in a development is the perfect way to break into the market, because all of your costs are included. So using our platform, when we go to the banks, you actually don't pay any transfer duties, you don't pay any registration costs. All of that is handled through us. The most important thing is that when you're buying a development like Wedgewood, you're not just buying in Sandton, which is obviously the richest square mile in Africa, but you're also buying a development that has all of the amenities, right? So you have a soccer pitch on top, you've got Motherland Coffee that's coming, you've got a state-of-the-art gym facility, you've got co-working spaces, and you're right on the doorstep of all the schools, the major corporates, and Sandton City. So all of those amenities is what's going to give this property its true intrinsic value. That's what's going to make sure that your investment will continue to grow into the future. Scarcity is the name of the game. A piece of land like this in Sandton you will never find. So that literally means at this price point, this is the lowest price point that you will get into a property sector within Sandton. And that's what makes this a true unicorn in terms of property investment. Right?
I like that term, unicorn.
Yeah.
So for customers tuning in, what costs do they need to look at if they decide to purchase into Wedgewood? Obviously, there's a price of what unit they choose, but what other costs do they need to just budget for? And also, let's talk a bit about transfer duty. I think so many customers like to tune in and they hear developments are great because you don't have to pay that transfer duty. You're saving such a large amount of money that can potentially go to the bond later on. So what is transfer duty and why don't you have to pay for development?
Okay. So in this case, the transfer duty is a tax that the government levies. So basically, you will, for any development, you actually won't pay any transfer duties for a property that's below $1 million. But you will be paying transfer costs and the bond registration cost. We absorb that as part of the development team so that you don't have to pay that, right? The other thing is that you will come here, obviously pay 10,000 rand to secure the unit, and what we'll then do is that we will go to the banks on your behalf and get the bond in place. Now that's critical because your bond will be in place. You don't have to service that facility until the unit is actually built in 2023, and you don't then have to be involved in any other costs except repaying your bond, and then of course there's the levies. There's the levies, the rates and taxes. This is probably going to attract the levy cost of about under 500 rand a month, which is the lowest that we've ever seen. I'm sure Stefan spoke to you about the per unit cost. This is about 26,000 per square meter. Majority of other places around the same area, within 100 meters, are going for 60 to 80,000 square meters. So value for money wise, this is never going to be repeated anywhere else again. I would say to customers, after they've made their purchase, keep your credit profile clean and save up. Because by the time the unit is actually built, you want to be able to put more money into your bond in the form of an access bond facility. And that's a great thing for you when just getting some equity into the bond very early on.
That's also something I wanted to talk about, in that when customers are purchasing, they don't have that transfer duty. But tell me, what else is a selling point for customers looking to purchase into a development, and specifically this development? If they watch the show and they say, you know, Wedgewood sounds great, they can leverage your services so they don't need to be nervous about possibly finding a bond, but maybe they've also seen that house on private property that they really like. Why go for this development over another house somewhere?
So somebody gave me some good advice the other day, and he said it's always best to buy the cheapest house in the best area versus going to buy the most expensive house in the worst area. So the trend is your friend over here, because when you're buying in here, you're getting in at a price point that will never be repeated again. So your property can only appreciate in value, right? And I'm pretty sure that by the time Wedgewood is completely built in 2023, the property value would have increased significantly as well. So you already get some capital appreciation, which is a great thing for investors. So first-time home buyers as well as investors, this is the investment for 2020 that you want to get into.
So if I'm correct in saying this, essentially I'm going to sit down here and I'm going to possibly purchase a home in Wedgewood, and all I need to lay down initially is a 10,000 rand deposit.
And secure a bond.
And secure a bond. Yeah. And from there, I'm immediately getting the benefit of that capital gain while the development is being built. But I'm also not paying anything on my bond until the development is completed. Is that correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's a win-win for you. Like I said, all you would need to do is obviously be able to afford the bond now and start saving. Because by the time you need to be committed to the repayment, you no longer have to worry about a deposit that you would have already saved up enough money to put into the bond. So visit us, come through. You will get to know about the entire journey, what to expect through this whole process, and over the next 2 years as well.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Akinnusi, the CEO of MortgageMarket. Tim, thank you so much for lending us some of your expertise. It was a pleasure chatting with you.
Thanks, Shad.
Awesome.
Finally, Ball & Properties welcomes you to the heart of Sandton to bring you our first high-rise apartment development, Wedgewood. Reimagine cosmopolitan living in Africa's richest square mile. Reinvent your lifestyle from only 799,000 rand. Go to wedgewoodsandton.co.za.